Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Virgo. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your final week of March 2021. And don't forget that if you are interested in more discussions about how the energies of this coming 6 weeks are going to flow, especially in this equinox gateway period, you might want to check out the equinox video I recently put up on my main channel page. You can click on my avatar below and it'll take you right there. And again, that talks about the equinox through March 1st and beyond. And so it's a video I think everyone should watch. And don't forget, Patreon people, your bonus astrology report is out as of the end of Friday. So I'll have it out after I'm done working on these horoscopes, essentially. But that's coming as well. So again, follow the links below to my Patreon if you want to check that out. So what's going on when it comes to the astrology we are talking about in this particular episode? Well, we actually have Venus and the Sun together in Aries as of the start of this week, as of the 22nd. We've got them both cruising through your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, intimacy, as well as big exchanges and self-employment monies. Now, this is a huge attention magnet for everyone, whatever house it falls into for them, because we have Venus, the divine ascended feminine, generosity, gratuitous generosity, affection and magnetism, and the Sun, focus, energy, vitality, and influence working together in this area of your chart for the next 3 to 4 weeks. And you're going to find that this is starting to call attention to you, that it's also bringing in not only a great deal of abundance, but also changing the direction of a personal passion, or maybe even allowing you to get attention to something that you have been trying to monetize. Some of you may be finding that in the shared resources area, that partners are also coming into a fair amount of wealth and abundance themselves and magnetizing all kinds of really cool new resources and opportunities to the couple as a whole. And a lot of you are also going to find that this is going to be a really hot April, end of March, beginning of April. Very hot. And I don't want to get too smutty. I'll just let the implication hang there for the Virgos, because with Venus in the 8th house, there is this big focus on a no-holds-barred, totally complementary, totally compatible expression of love. Yes, in that way, that is going to really change a lot of the chemistry that you have, either with an existing partner or somebody new, possibly even drawing in more options for those of you that are available and looking to explore this side of yourself with, and explore with them as well. The Sun here is bringing in a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyment in this area of your life. And you're going to be finding that all in all, when it comes to the spice of life that is the celebration of one's own intimate and sexual being, this is going to be a very powerful few weeks for you. So make sure that you are allowing yourself to engage and enjoy it. All right, it's a very, very strong one, very, very strong one. So with all that out of the way, what is going on with your cards? Well, when it comes to your spiritual theme of this week, you do actually have the 5 of Wands upright, and it does look like there is a lot of culture clash going on when it comes to the Virgo story. When I say culture clash, I'm also seeing a lot of demands getting put on you that are all competing with one another. And I don't want you to think of this necessarily as a crisis, because it doesn't have to be a crisis. You are in demand. This could also spell a lot of opportunity. But with the Five of Wands, I am seeing that a lot of structures around you as it relates to maybe your social community, your spiritual community, your professional community, are starting to go through a lot of seismic shifts. And you might be finding that a lot of groups are starting to break apart and kind of scatter. Maybe certain priorities are starting to clash. New opportunities are coming up and they're throwing off existing plans. The Five of Wands is asking you to step into a space where, you leave these situations, not necessarily as in just abandon them, but you leave the drama and you pay attention to where you can actually make use of these things. Not take advantage, make use of the opportunities that are coming forward. If you look at the picture, you can actually see the guy facing the Five Wands, all clashing and banging against each other, and he's walking right between them, right underneath them. As all of that distortion and all of that dysfunction and all of the craziness of people, not coping with change very well, starts to physicalize in your life, you're actually seeing that this is putting you in a position of influence and security. And this may actually be because you rise above, and this actually puts a different space for you to be on your map. The Five of Wands is indicating that this is going to be a very hectic week for you as well, but because of a lot of these other systems, a lot of these other structures are breaking down, it's also freeing you up to make some very big moves in your life that ultimately you were not afforded the opportunity to make. As we get on to your material shifts when it comes to your work, your job, your finances, anything to do with your financial professional priorities, you do have the Magician in reverse. And this week, I feel like a lot of you Virgo people are going to be dealing with a lot of cases of mistaken identity. And the reason I say that is because I feel like it's happening to you and it's happening to other people. This might be a week where you have to do some serious corrections when it comes to what can, should, or is even reasonable to expect of you, especially when it comes to maybe work expectations, cultural expectations, job parameters, and things like that. Some of you may be finding that your schedule or your workload could be getting messed with in some way, or that there is something getting put in your lap or expected of you that you never agreed to actually take on. Some of you may be even finding that there is some kind of pressure for you to perform or do things that are out of your skill set or out of your job classification. And it's an easy fix, but again, it's a case of mistaken identity. Some of you may also be finding, though, this week that certain people that you have been working with or certain people that you respect, maybe not even just in your your professional life, but also when it comes to how, you handle your money, who you're going to for advice, who is handling certain accounts, things like that, are not necessarily who you thought they were, or maybe as capable as you thought they were. And it may be wise to consider putting that back in your own hands for now. And some of you may also be finding that a lot of the clashes coming up in the Five of Wands could also be due to the shift around a change of identity, association, or maybe even the revelation of a true identity of an important person in your office or in your work that maybe changes the faith that is put in them and changes the direction of what's going on in your field. I do not think it has to be for any kind of negative end or to any kind of negative end, but it is a transition everyone in your professional culture is going to be going through. As we get on to your social life, communications, friends, relatives, other people, your community, you do have the Seven of Wands upright. And it does look like a lot of you Virgo people are going to be in the position to actually make some serious influential corrections to some systemic problems, that have maybe been normal in your family, or normal in your friendship circle, or normal in your community. And this could even extend out to, like, social media groups. This could go out into your spiritual community, again, all of that kind of stuff. Because with the Seven of Wands, I see you being able to actually quell and neutralize a lot of drama that seemed to be pretty prevalent in those areas. You're finally getting a chance to get on top of it, make some improvements, or at least propose solutions, neutralize the drama. And since we're coming out of a decade that kind of made drama, kind of artificially empowered and lifted up a lot of drama and just, unstable behavior, it's going to be easier now than if we tried to do it even back in, say, 2018. But the good thing is that with the Seven of Wands, people are listening, people are available, and you're able to actually maybe undo a lot of issues that have been kind of slow cooking in this area of your life for a while. And maybe even take the role of being a bit of a leader or an influence yourself and show a better way. And people will be listening. As we get on to your challenge this week, you do have the Three of Swords in reverse. And a lot of you Virgo people are going to need to pay attention to where maybe you've been too indulgent with certain people, or where you may have actually have been, let's just say too indulgent. Especially when it comes to giving the benefit of the doubt in spite of piling evidence that somebody or a situation is actually not doing things in a healthy or up and up way. And you might have been giving this as preferential treatment, right? Oh, but that's my best work friend and she's... Or, oh, I can't say that, he's my brother. Or, oh, I can't, I don't want to acknowledge that because, that would create a schism. This is a week where pay attention to that Seven of Wands and Five of Wands. You can start actually fixing things that have been accepted problems for good. So paying attention to where, you've been keeping your mouth shut, or maybe not necessarily speaking up or offering solutions, is crucial, right? We don't want to just abide things because it's easier to have everyone get along while they're slowly getting sicker and sicker. This is a time for improvement. As we get on to your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you do actually have the Hierophant upright. And it does look like a lot of you Virgo people are going to be finding yourselves connecting with partners or new people through your deepest passions, intellectual curiosities, and creative and spiritual passions all throughout. And that's because of the Hierophant, we actually see a very, very strong, very compatible, very complementary match occurring here. For those of you that are available to new people, this could indicate somebody that is connected to you through your community, or maybe through school, or through work, or again through a circle that you already are a part of or have been a part of in the past. And this is something where the ice is already broken, if that makes sense. Like, it's just going to be so easy and so seamless to be able to actually come together and engage in a very, very sweet, very honest, and very clear way and get a real bond going. For those of you who are currently coupled, this is occurring with a partner actually leveling up. I feel a partner is actually leveling up and really becoming more engaged in an area of your life that you consider very sacred. Now, maybe they've always had, one foot in, one foot out. Maybe this is something that you've only done by yourself or had by yourself. Or maybe this is something that they've always respected and supported from afar, but now they are getting actively engaged and involved. The level up, I think, comes in because a partner is really coming into their own when it comes to realizing what they bring to the table in this area that is not only unique, but also supportive of this relationship of you and themselves as we begin this new part of our journey. So that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.